So today I'm going to share with all of you today blockchain in Indonesia. My presentation is all about blockchain use cases in Indonesia. Again, I'm going to focus on something very tangible. I know there's a bunch of other stuff in pipeline, so it's just tip of the iceberg. And the later part of my presentation is an introduction to Emurgo Academy. So we really focusing on education. Blockchain industry is still new. Pie is very large. We just want to nurture future talent so that Indonesia can thrive, and also Indonesia young talent can get better salary, exposed to the global standard of salary. Quick introduction about myself. My name is Shunsuke again. My background is overseas sales. I always spend my career in the crossroad of hardware and software for big machinery. And it's been 4 years. I started work at Emurgo. We started in Japan, but now our operation has like New York, Indonesia, Singapore, and a couple branches in India. And current Emurgo Indonesia focus is blockchain and traceability, specifically for coffee industry, that I'm going to touch a little bit later. So let's begin. So Emurgo is a company focusing on two things. One is enterprise consulting. This is nothing but helping enterprises to leverage blockchain technology, either reduce the cost or add extra value to their services and products. So coffee is one of the things that we are doing. The next up is Academy. This is providing blockchain education to students, university, and enterprises. And Emurgo is a part of a project. It is called Cardano. Maybe the audience coming to this conference is quite knowledgeable about crypto space, but it is a smart contract platform. It is a research-driven approach project, and it has more advanced features like decentralized governance and sharding and so on. So today's value is 2.9, and what I want to mean here is for education business, we can bring the insights coming from this Cardano project. So we can bring people who is working on core blockchain, or our developer team who is supporting Cardano project. So we got many insights about blockchain in general. So the first part is a blockchain use case in Indonesia. I'm specifically focusing on something like visible, tangible in this presentation. So the first up is a halal standard. This is not a project done by Emurgo, but it's done by a great blockchain company in Indonesia. And this is nothing but putting halal standard into poetry and put that into blockchain. And this is very meaningful when it comes to Indonesia, considering most of the population believes in Muslim. So knowing the product is really halal certified is really mean to them. So as far as I know, now we are in PSBB right now, so not much shops are open. But if I remember correctly, there's 47 McDonald's branches that is going to provide these services in Indonesia. So it's really a feelable, tangible blockchain use case. Next up is actually our product, Emurgo Traceability. We are focusing on coffee right now, and this is how the application look like. So you can essentially see like all sorts of information, like entire supply chain movement of coffee beans, and why we are focusing on coffee in the first place. Because if you put yourself in overseas buyers' perspective, it was very difficult to understand and get information about who are producing, whether there's no exploitation or proof of supply chain, who are sourcing the product, and so on and so forth. Because of lack of digitized information, most of the documentation is paper-based. So we put that standard process into the blockchain so that overseas buyers, as well as some enthusiasts, coffee enthusiasts, can see the entire supply chain and convinced into the branding and have a confidence in the product. So key information that you can see from this application is by scanning a QR code, you can see how many days it took from the harvest until you have your cup of coffee in front of you, or how many kilometers your coffee has traveled from each farm to where you are right now. And that last and not least, how many individual farmers contributed your cup of coffee. So we started in April this year, and we successfully got a couple projects. There's more project in pipeline, but this first project is something that we can talk today. And one of the top, Alco, is a coffee processor in Sumatra, leveraging transparency for better revenue. So what I mean by that is Alco has already digitized all information in a transparent manner and already negotiating with overseas buyers. And Alco is already successfully increased their beans price by more than 10% to some of the buyers. So this is actual benefit that he can get, the Alco can get from this blockchain application. The one in the middle is Cope Coffee. It's a coffee processor in Bali under the Ministry of Small Medium Enterprise, and it's working on something called Geographical Indication. So Geographical Indication is some sort of certificate that the Ministry of Human and Law Justice issues that certifies specific soil or specific region has a certain characteristic of coffee. So they did research and to decide on who to give geographical indication. So it's simply put, coffee or product with GI is a premium product with specific characteristic to it. So what they're trying to do and what we're trying to do is to prove that specific coffee is coming from a certified farmers, certified region using the technology. So it's a really interesting project that we are doing. And the last and not least, it's a coffee project with Blue Quincy Coffee. It's a coffee chain in Jakarta. And they partner with the processor that I introduced, Alco, so that they can realize farm to cup. So if you purchase Blue Quincy Coffee right now, you can get a nice QR code, as you can see in the picture. They're actually using dynamic QR code. So if you scan a QR code, you can see all the information of your coffee, starting from where is the farmer and for the processors and so on. So again, this is only a tip of iceberg. I know there's a bunch of exciting projects going on that cannot be published right now. There's a great company, one of the favorite companies that I have in Indonesia is Blocksphere. They're really doing cool stuff. So, and as said in the beginning by Patria and Safras, there's a big government initiated project as well. So there will be a lot of blockchain, cool blockchain project coming from Indonesia. So let's take a look at the employment side. I mean, there are many projects in Indonesia, and on a global scale, it is said more than 70% of Fortune 100 company are doing something with blockchain. So as you can see, like famous company like Walmart doing traceability, JP Morgan has its own internal coin to facilitate internal transaction. And Amazon is doing a bunch of platform stuff. Even automotive company Toyota is doing something with blockchain. And if you look at the pie chart right next to it, it's just across all the industry. Blockchain is nothing but technology, but it beyond industry. It goes beyond industry. So it is very expected more and more blockchain developers and the talents will be required because just to support the ongoing and increased adoption by big enterprise. And how about the supply side? Supply side as a blockchain talent. To be honest, it's not enough. I mean, last year, if you look at the chart, like on the left-hand side, this is coming from the stats from the employment company, job portal. This is the stats last year, but a blockchain engineer is, as you can see, like it's soaring. More and more blockchain developer is needed. And 2019, there is a continuous tendency that blockchain engineer will be required. And on the right hand side, also this is said there's 30 million software developer all over the world, but when it comes to blockchain developer, there's several 100,000 developers. So in order to support the increased adoption from enterprise, especially giant like Fortune 100 companies, blockchain developer is just not enough. And aside from numbers, I think I can share from my perspective what we has actually experienced. Why we started blockchain academy business, because Emurgo has invested more than 8 blockchain startup companies, and on a weekly or monthly meeting, all we hear from those companies was that they need talents. There's always looking for talents, and they need a help for being sourced for those talents. And even if they can get talents, there's always an issue with qualification, because everyone claims like a blockchain expert, but when they open a box, then they didn't really have the talents or skill set they claim themselves to be. So that's why we are doing academy business, and this is more of between academy and also consulting, because we have career path consulting within the session. But basically, we have 4 nice products that I'm going to use later. And the key part of our education is fully online, and also it's a live faculty session. So it's not like self-learning platform that you have to log in and study by yourself, but there's always a peers that you study together. So this is one of the programs. This is Foundations of Blockchain. This is for anyone, really anyone who want to learn blockchain. So it doesn't require prior IT knowledge, so anyone can join. It's a 30 hours nice online program, and we issue certificate upon completion. And this is the only program in Indonesia that has Cardano overview. So if you're interested in Cardano, this is a program for you. And price-wise, because of this pandemic situation, we make it really affordable. I believe everyone has more time to self-learn and acquire new knowledge. So we made it really affordable. And the second one is something that we're going to release in this month. We are very excited. This is a blockchain developer course, and this is for learners with prior programming skill set who want to upskill themselves with advanced technology. Duration is 30 hours. We believe through the assessment that we're going to carry out, we're going to assess whether the candidate has prior blockchain knowledge, and this involves hands-on coding with Solidity. And again, we issue certificate upon completion. The last program that we have is Enterprise Supply Chain course. Because we are doing traceability stuff, we developed this program. And this is for leaders at enterprise who is looking to transform the industry or company. So this is not a retail program. This is dedicated for one company. And it's a 24-hour session. And one of the key benefits of this program is that after this session, Emurgo faculty and also from participants, we collectively put white paper as deliverable. So leaders can acquire the knowledge, but at the same time, they have idea of what kind of application, what kind of solution to be built. So that's our program, but we really want to ensure the learnability. So we have nice e-learning platform, as you can see. So learners go on this platform after all the module, so that they can look up at the textbook, as well as they can go through assessment. And every course, every activity that learner is going to perform on this platform will be translated and converted into something called digital badge. So what is digital badge? So this is a portable proof of your learning and skill set. So this is one of the example, Rafi, who has gone through our course. So after graduation, he can put certificate on any job portal. So this is one of the things he put on LinkedIn. But by putting this digital certificate on your job portal, your visibility in the job market will increases with specific blockchain keywords. So this is digital badge, how digital badge look like. So it tells you what kind of skill set you acquired, what was the program is all about, and how many hours he has spent on the program and so on. And this is verifiable on the platform. So you can see like when issued, full issued, and what platform that we use for issuing that digital certificate. So all of this is accessible by employer, like potential your employer, just by just one click on that digital badge. And when it comes to the developer course that we're really excited to announce, and it's going to start on 24th of October, we're going to have a nice mix of international faculty and local faculty. So this person, Bharat, is very famous, like a very popular faculty. I think our Indonesia first batch students really loved him. Because he's really good at breaking down difficult concept into something digestible explanation. And he's a main faculty at Emurgo. He has educated more than 300 students across the globe under Emurgo. And we have Indonesian faculty as well. Jonas is our IT faculty. And he himself worked at the leading blockchain company in Indonesia as an Ethereum smart contract developer. And he has a really good acknowledgement at the BCA Hackathon, as you can see. And he's a very educational person, enough to start his education channel on YouTube. So we have a really nice mix of international knowledge and local support in Bahasa Indonesia. So that came to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much. There are 3 QR codes for the program that I introduced. So if you're interested, please just scan one of them and let's talk. Emurgo Indonesia really believes that blockchain industry is still small and we don't really need to compete. So we really want to nurture future talent in Indonesia so that those future talent can get a better salary or access to better company. So that's why really pushing for the education here in Indonesia. Yeah, thank you very much. Terima kasih banyak.